And that brings me to, that's a good point, Joe. If I deviate too far, you pull it
Okay.
back on the rails. But I was thinking about just the things that happen that we don't really process. Like I think about just going to school. We mentioned like the school, how depending on the school you go to, depending on your school system, where you're from, that experience can differ. But a lot of things, like I said, when I think about going to school, it's just all about getting a job. Like everything is about being proficient enough, skilled enough, presentable enough to go work for somebody else. That's everything. That's everything that I saw was just do this, get a good job that has some benefits and all these other things. And, and it's like, well, by that, by having that kind of instilled in you, you sometimes give up, like you're kind of relinquishing the ability for you to create too in the different, in certain areas. So
Absolutely.
that's like one of the things that I think about too is that like what happens if you're able to, like you hear about, like you see a kid like with a lemonade stand or they're doing some type of thing, or the kid, like the kids who have the vending machines and things like that, something where they're like making money and it's like an alternative entrepreneur type venture. And it's not like, I don't know, it really doesn't get talked about. Like everything is just perform well on these tests, memorize this stuff that I don't really even use at all. And, it's just one of those things where it's like you're conditioned to just relinquish like control to somebody else to govern like your income and just tell you what to do, even when you're the boss. Like no one works for somebody and like assumes the role. Very rarely does
Right.
someone assume the role of like an owner. Like you just work your way up and then the owner retires and then you're running a business. Like it usually goes like family member or something. Right. So I just think that, yeah, I just think that that's one of the things like systemically that kind of strips away the creativity. Doesn't mean we're not, you can't be creative in other ways, but you kind of put what I think is kind of done. I don't know if it's intentional or if it's just a byproduct, but it puts you in an area where you're not thinking about like, oh, what if I start a business or if I do this, or maybe I can do that, or there's a different way to earn an income, and but that was, I think, one of the foundational pieces there.